Steve just hit the wall, he never had the balls. Takes once in a day, still listens to Coldplay. Calendar on the door, says 2024. Can't afford his own land, or all his streaming plans. He was gonna be a skater, he was gonna be a punk. He was gonna go on cribs, and show off all his junk. His countless DVDs are now the enemy. Looks at his current life and nothing has been alright since Green Day, Nickelback. Way before Doja Cat there was Akon, 50 Cent, Mike Myers, and that Kanye clip with cameras and tripods. He still uses an iPod, cause he's still preoccupied. 2005. He's seen all the classics, he knows every script. King Kong, Goblet of Fire, and Revenge of the Sith. He rocked out to T.I., not a big Ed Sheeran guy. He knows every word when hearing Mr. Brightside. Where's Guitar Hero, Tramp Stamps and Tribals? Where did the winners go of American Idol? When did YouTube get advertisements? Whatever happened to flip phones, flash games, on the radio? Green Day, Nickelback. Way before Doja Cat there was Akon, 50 Cent, Mike Myers, and that Kanye clip with cameras and tripods. He still uses an iPod, cause he's still preoccupied. 2005. Make it stop. When did Weezer become alternative pop? Still wears a shirt that says vote for Pedro. Please make this stop, 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 and bring back Green Day, Nickelback. Way before Doja Cat there was Akon, 50 Cent, Mike Myers, and that Kanye clip with cameras and tripods. He still uses an iPod, cause he's still preoccupied. 2005. Green Day, Nickelback. Way before Doja Cat there was Akon, 50 Cent, Mike Myers, and that Kanye clip with cameras and tripods. He still uses an iPod, cause he's still preoccupied. 2005. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste.
I'm a king of rock, there is none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. To hold my kingdom, you must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
Now we rock the party and come correct. All cuts are on time and rhyme connect. Got the right to vote and will elect. And other rappers can't stand us, but give us respect. I wanna rock.
Back in 1955, man didn't know about a rock and roll show. No, that guy. White man had the schmaltz, black man had the blues. No one knew they was gonna do what Tchaikovsky had to do. Oh, let me rock. I just don't know what I want.
I love rock and roll. Put it all the time in a jukebox, baby. Realize you're living in the golden years. You can't be me, I'm a rock star. I'm rhyming on the top of my car. I'm a rebel in my 4-4 pops far. It's almost over now, it's almost over now.
And it came to pass. The rock and roll was born. Love across the land, every rock and band going up the storm. And the guitar man got famous. The business man got rich. And everybody was a superstar. With a city rich. Oh, let me rock. I just don't know what I want.
I love rock and roll. Put it all the time in a jukebox, baby. Realize you're living in the golden years. We will rock you. No sleep till we will rock you. No sleep till.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out on loan. Riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
Yes, said it.
What is it?
I
Hello there, folks. Nerdy John here. Sorry I was not able to do a morning stream today. I know, that's usually how it's supposed to work because it's Nerdy Live, the best morning show in commentary, because we are the only ones doing it. Unfortunately, I had some plans I had to take care of today, so I was not able to do a morning stream. However, guys, we are live coming at ya. And oh my god, do we have some juicy stuff today? We got Keffels, we got Fedmeister calling out Chris Tyson. And if we got enough time, there is the Mr.Beast exposed video done by a former employee of his, which I admittedly initially wrote off, but apparently it's got some juicy stuff that might hold Mr.Beast legally liable. So let's get into some of that, shall we? Yo, I'm in. Yo, no name. How you doing, good sir? How you doing? Don't know if you are interested in the topics we have today, but good sir, if you want to join the Discord, give a call, give your thoughts, comments, and opinions. Go right ahead. But yes, we have an action-packed show for you today. First off, we have it feels like this is a segment, like every 3 episodes. It's the Keffel segment. Oh my! I just realized this show, it's gonna make me look super transphobic because all the content creators that we're talking about right now involve trans issues in some way, shape, or form. Okay, I swear, guys, I'm hashtag woke. Hashtag not red pilled. So, not a Sneeko fan. All right, here we go. In a series of posts, Keffels reveals that she is keeping her various Patreon, Twitch subs, and YouTube memberships open till the end of the year, despite ending her content creation career recently. She also reveals it was her psych that told her to quit her online career. Yeah, because if you guys don't know, Keffels recently did a live stream talking about the Xander Hall leaks, about how insane he was during the during that whole situation where he's screaming at his editor, saying that he's going to unalive everyone who's ever wronged him. And Keffels obviously being on that list, she responded to it, and then I guess it wasn't the reason she was quitting, but it was one of the main reasons. Now, guys, okay, if you're new to the channel, you might not remember, but Keffels was called out a few months ago by our boy Some Ordinary Gamers about how she laundered over $100,000 of GoFundMe money that was meant to get away from a swatting situation to help her find and locate a new home so that way she could never be swatted again. However, instead, she used the money to travel the world, buy streaming equipment, and most importantly, used it for cocaine. And the worst part is, she didn't share any of it. She didn't share any of the cocaine. Now that right there is the true crime. Because remember, guys, sharing is caring, especially when it comes to cocaine. But here we are. Here are some of the posts here. The primary reason I am waiting until the end of the year is because streaming and subscriptions was and still is how I pay my rent. So this gives me some time to find some work locally to make sure things are okay on my end. Now, by the way, how to word this? I think it is perfect. It's been a wild year for drama. It has been Voltage, Mike. It absolutely has been. Now, this is the thing. She is more than, capable. It is within her right to still have her subscriptions open, because ultimately, it's up to the viewer to realize that they're still supporting her financially through Twitch subs or YouTube memberships or Patreon members. It's up to them to really realize that they're still supporting someone who does not make content anymore, and for them to unsubscribe from however they're supporting her. However, it is, I don't know, I do feel it is kind of slimy to still have that be your primary source of income despite the fact that you are no longer streaming. We have another one. Before streaming kicked off, I lived on disability for like almost a decade. I barely scraped by. The fact the generosity of my supporters offered me the ability to live a life of mostly chronically ill people will never see was something I was eternally grateful for. We also have my psych has me on diazepam. Guys, by the way, dyslexic. I ain't pronouncing none of these fancy words. Okay, I ain't pronouncing none of these. I ain't pronouncing anything right. Just letting you know. I was given a 2-week supply at the beginning of the month, and I've only started using them when I returned to streaming. My plan yesterday was to talk to about my plan to retire and do Duolingo. But after the stream ended, I had a panic attack and bursted into tears and made the call that it ended now and not in the future. I don't need drugs to cope with PTSD when I'm not streaming. Almost all my PTSD symptoms manifest in relation to streaming, related to trauma, swatting, doxing, and harassing. That has been persistent constantly for 2 years consecutively. I have a really good doctor who specializes in trauma. It's been a game changer for me. Gee, guys, what happened? You know what happened 2 years ago? What happened 2 years ago? Oh, that's right. She started poking the bear. First it was Destiny, then it was the commentary community, you know? And I'm not saying that she deserved it, right? I mean, I think she should be thrown in jail for mishandling of funds, right? But like, she is a very attention-seeking person. She wants the validation of being right, of having a victory in a scenario, right? But as soon as that doesn't happen for her, you know, this stuff starts happening where she'll back away. She pretends that she isn't into drama, despite the fact that she very much is. And then, bam, she decides to leave. And keep in mind, she's been kind of quiet ever since the Mudahar video came out. And so I think now what she was hoping for was enough time to pass to where she can just like and it was actually my therapist who told me to quit my job. No, you know what happened was the therapist saw one stream, was like, okay, I may be a therapist, but I know entertainment value when I see it. And girl, you do not have it. I imagine that's what the therapist said to her. But anyway, I digress. This is clearly just an attempt to hide from the GoFundMe situation, and it's it's hilarious to see. Honestly, I think I think it's well deserved. If I'm being honest. Usually I don't pray for people's downfall. Like, for example, Def Noodles. He's back in content creation, kind of. He's doing the drama alert shorts, which, you know what? Good on him. Despite all the fact that we were relentless in making fun of him, I'm glad that he's finally back to making content, and, you know, it seems like he's happy. So, you know, good for him. Also, we have more here from this tweet's from Kristen Ark. The Discord is not going to be closed, but I locked my account and won't be streaming from this point onward. I want to prioritize my own happiness, and that means moving on with my life. Thank you for everything from the bottom of my heart. We've helped so many people, and all I ask is that for once I am gone, you do the same for others. I want to say by leaving the internet, I mean retiring as a streamer, as a content creator. As an online personality, I will be online, just not in the capacity I was. I don't want thousands of eyes on me. My name is Clara, and I'm just some stupid girl who lives in Ireland, who likes to make pasta and spend time with my friends and loved ones. Guys, she's just a girl. She's just a girl living in a lonely world. That's all it is, guys. She's just a small town girl. Okay, enough with the music references. Jesus Christ. But yeah, here the tweet says right here. So Keffels, is done. I'm never been more happy, but the sheer cope about Keffels was a persona is such horseshit. We all know what you are: a doxer, a scammer, a liar, and a piece of shit that is who you are and will always be known for, both as Keffels and Clara, and you won't be missed. I couldn't agree more, Chris Snark, because my God, you are just an awful person. Just an awful, awful person. So glad, Rip Bozo, ya gone. And with that out of the way, I'm in Wayne if you want to have a call. Oh, sure, Voltage Mike. Yeah, sure. First time call. Voltage Mike, how you doing today? Voltage. We'll give him a minute.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. Hey, Voltage, how you doing today?
Yo, what's up, man? How's it going?
Going good. So yeah, Keffels is done. You know, even though they were supposed to be done, but now they're done.
Dude, like, that's almost what I wanted to call in about a little bit, is like, Keffels has been kind of doing a similar thing for a while. I mean, she does, what do you call this, like victim baiting or whatever, you know? Like,
yeah,
she always...
it's similar to what Boogie does. Yeah, you're like you poke a bear, you are surprised that the bear fights back, and then you make it seem like the bear attacked you with no provocation. If you get what I mean.
Like, yeah, and I think that Keffels, like, here's the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of something Jordan Peterson said a long time ago, where he was saying just because he's like really smart people, like, I'm not calling Keffels really smart, but like people with intelligence are not always people with good morals, or like they're not good people all the time, you know?
No, yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
in our head we attribute someone who's really intelligent with being like, oh, they're kind of a good person too, but that's like, you could be a really, really bad person but still be somewhat intelligent. And like, here's the deal, I'm not even trying to give her any fucking props because I don't fuck with Keffels, right? But the shit that she tends to do does seem somewhat calculated, like she's trying to like puppet master something, like behind the scenes. I don't really think what she's doing is working. Okay, I'll just cut the bullshit. What I kind of, maybe like the thing I called in about is that, like, do you think that like maybe this is Keffels' new meta shtick? Because like for the past like year and a half, she's been doing this same thing where she's like, guys, I'm done with streaming, I'm this and that, and then she kind of comes back, but she doesn't. And I feel like in her heart she doesn't plan on quitting, but that's just her new shtick, because she's like the person who always says, oh, I'm gonna quit.
She's
like,
an
you know,
egomaniac. That's the thing, right? She's a narcissist who loves having attention on her. She just wants the attention to be, oh my God, Queen Keffels, you're so wonderful. You know that type of thing. She expects to go into situations, getting a W. Right? And she doesn't really think past the, oh my God, look how much clout I could get off of this, right? Because if you remember, she sided with Vosh over the H3 folder stuff, right? She tried to
the leak
defend him.
situation. Yep.
Yeah, she tried to defend him from that, and that just blew up in her face and Tipster's face. And that was right before the nail in the coffin. That was Mudahar's video on them too.
Oh, for real. Yeah, Mudahar's video really was that nail in the coffin. I even thought about that like last week. I was like, damn, that Mudahar video was really good. You know, the one he put out, that's like kind of the end all be all for anyone. When I'm talking about kind of like normie friends, they're like, who the fuck is Keffels? I'm like, well, let me link you this fucking Mudahar video. You know what I mean?
Let me give you the lore.
And literally, you got to lore drop them, right? But basically, like, even the whole fucking, you know, her whole tipster arc, the whole time I could just kind of read that, like, the tone in her voice, the look on her face, like she had that kind of like she's just using him the whole time, and she's like,
did you see the Discord messages where she's like talking about how Tipster was kind of like to blame for some of the drama she got into?
I don't know if I saw the messages, but I saw like a clip from one of her streams because she had a stream where she kind of fully had to she fully walked back that most of that Vosh shit, you know, she was defending
Yeah,
Vosh,
yeah,
and
I
then
do
she had
remember
some sort of
that.
a stream, like her on camera, and I remember her then saying something along the lines of like Tipster jumped in, I don't even know why he did, and it was like ooh, like yikes, you know,
I know.
like
Well,
'cause-
like I bring that up because like it was one of those messages where it's like, yeah, I understand you. That's why I just stick to like Resident Evil now. That's why I'm a Resident Evil streamer.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's like what the and it's because something happened where Tipster just he was fully. I think it was that Vosh situation, right, where he got so much flack, where he's like, you know what, I'm just going back to gaming and shit. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, like it's just I don't know. I think and here's the thing, I'm not trying to give Keffels any more like credit. I really don't think she's genuinely that intelligent, but she at least has enough know-how to know kind of she's got something
I
going
think
behind
she's
the
gonna
scenes.
be back in a couple of months, and you know what? She's talking about how this therapist has helped her. Right? I guarantee you, the first stream she makes, she's gonna she's gonna say all this awful stuff about her therapist.
Yeah,
I think that's
dude,
what's
it's
gonna
like
happen.
she's just got this weird puppet master complex going on, you know, where she's always trying to play puppet master, like, nah, I know what I'm doing. But then sometimes you'll press her on it, and she's like, I'm just I'm just an innocent.
I'm just a girl living in Ireland.
Literally, yeah, like you just said, it's like I'm just literally a girl living in Iowa. It's like, come on, you know what you're doing when you say that. It's very weird. That's why like sometimes it's hard for me to dip my toe into the whole, because doesn't Keffels come from like a Twitch poll kind of background or something?
Yeah,
Maybe
she's
not Twitch poll specifically,
she's
but
primarily a Vosh fan, and like to be slightly fair to her, she has more experience than most Twitch poll people. And the fact that she actually tried to run for a political office under the Communist Party of Canada.
oh god, yeah, I almost forgot about that.
But yeah, that's
Oh,
that's
God.
where the first coke allegations came from. Was she allegedly, and I say allegedly because it's never has been confirmed, but allegedly, she stole party funds so that way she could fuel her coke addiction.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Yeah, like back in the day, kind of somewhat of my introduction into like commentary. My older brother was a big Medicare fan, like, you know, in the past, like the golden
really?
years, all that shit of the kill stream. And that was a big talking point back then, as dudes like Medicare were always ripping the fuck into Keffels because they're like, where's the money at? Where's the money at? You know,
Yeah.
all that GoFundMe money. And she blew it up her nose, man. Like, at least that's the
yeah.
ongoing theory,
Well,
because she
what-
can't
what was
corroborate
it?
anything.
It was the coke was also mixed with meth too.
Oh yeah, she came out. She's like, I thought I was doing coke for months, but it was actually cut
Oh,
with meth. And
No,
it's
she said it was like from a week bender at least. That, and she didn't realize till like towards the end of that week bender that it was laced with meth. Imagine that, like you get
God.
$100,000, right? And you can buy some premium coke with that, some premium straight from the plant coke.
Yep,
And-
straight
and
from
you
the
s-
plant.
and,
Yep.
and you still get the stuff that's laced with the bad stuff. I mean, come on, you just have a bad plug at that point, I think.
Dead ass, bro. She's got that bad Canadian coke, bro. No, like for that's. I mean, side note, real quick, dude. I went to high school with this one girl, dude. She was like a 10 out of 10, dude. Like I live in some bumfuck Midwest state, and even for my state, bro, 10 out of 10. Like Instagram, like this young girl was beautiful, but she got in with the wrong crowd, and it was a similar situation where like she skipped school for like a whole week. She was partying. She thought she was doing what, you know, like Molly, MDMA, whatever, that kind of ecstasy,
Like the
kind of party
teenage
drug.
drugs. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then it turns out, oh, she was on meth the whole time, and she didn't know the fucking difference because she was some dumb, stupid high schooler.
Right,
So then she's out of school for like the rest of the year because she's in rehab the whole time because now she's addicted to meth. This poor fuck, and she was like, she was so good looking, and this. I'm like, you poor fucking thing. I hope she got her shit in order, bro. Yes, literally, dude. And it's like it's a little different after that meth hits the bloodstream, bro.
You
You're
know,
always
I
gonna act a little different.
You know, call me evil, but I wonder if like you could trick someone into thinking that crack is weed. And I wonder if yeah, just smoke this here. It's totally weed, man.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, totally, and you're just fucking you're just chaotic evil out here, like turning somebody's daughter or son into a, yeah, no, with all the shit, that's the one thing. I mean, I love my bud, but dude, you never know what could be I see these videos on Instagram of dudes with those spray guns, and they're just spraying down and you have no idea, you know, what the hell could be in there sometimes. So you got to be careful out there, kids. We don't condone on the Nerdy John Show. We do not condone any usage of substances whatsoever. So, you know.
Well, I mean, if I get one of those like weed sponsorships, like if you remember Keem when he was still doing the Keemstar show, he had a sponsorship from a website that would help you start your own garden, but like the website.
Yeah. They sold you a starter kit, dude. That's a good catch. I forgot about that shit.
Dude, screw the Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. I want that one.
Dude, fucking literally. And then Bo Black's had an interesting sponsorship. I don't think he still has it, or I don't know. He doesn't. I haven't caught any of his live streams recently. It might be the one where you smoke like the vapor, but it's not really anything. And it's
you talk about Fume, dude. Fume.
Yeah, Fume
was
Fume.
It's just sponsored Willie Mac not too long ago. Honestly, I think that's an interesting sponsorship because like also too they kind of make their vape pen into like a fidget thing kind of too.
Oh shit, that's fucking smart. You're capitalizing on the ADHD and the addicts. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, Voltage Mike, would you like to react to the Finster disavow video of Chris Tyson?
Oh god, honestly, yeah. Let's do. How long is it again? I've got some time on my hands.
It's about 16 minutes long.
Yeah, I can watch it here with you. I might have to dip out at some point, but I'll watch it with you. Yeah.
All right. So how first off, I should clarify how aware are you of who Finster is?
So, like, I don't really know who Finster is. I've heard the name a lot. Oh, it's this. Okay, your screen just loaded. This is Finster. Okay, I know. I'm not gonna say the or the quiet part out loud, but yes, I think I catch the vibe.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, I will explain in the most YouTube friendly way I can. Finster is now they're officially trans, but for a couple of years now. They promoted themselves as an actual femboy, and they got big into streaming because of that. And of course, they have one of those OnlyFriends accounts that they do on the side. I mean, hey, get your bag, king or queen. Now,
panic pun would. Let's go.
Yo, we ain't judging here.
Yeah, man, I don't judge.
Yeah.
In another universe.
Yeah, I mean,
listen, I can't incriminate myself here. All right, I gotta stop talking.
Finster, come to the studio. We'll have an interview. All right, anyway, let's get into this.
All right.
Many of you know about the Ava Chris Tyson situation, and if you don't, the main plot line is that she was both publicly and privately talking inappropriately to a minor. If you're someone that looked up to Ava, I get it. 90% of what's out there is just people throwing slurs and...
So, you know, I think I already told this take before on the initial Chris Tyson coverage, okay? But hot take here. I didn't care that Chris transitioned. I didn't care. Because it's just like, oh, it's just like just somebody living their life, man. You know, stuff happens. Now, obviously, people are trying to say that like this, like particularly people like the Quartering, were trying to say that this like was causing that caused a divorce, which I'm sure didn't help things, but like multiple factors lead into someone getting divorced. I mean, there have been multiple like right-wing conservative guys who have like cheated on their wives, and they obviously gotten divorced from that, but like we still see the Quartering support those types of individuals. So it can't be for any like moral reason of like marriage is a sacred thing that should not be undone, because like clearly like you still support people like that. So it's just like what I'll say with the whole Chris Tyson situation, I agree with you, where like for a while, like
it's not, and I'm totally, you know, I'm pro trans, I'm pro LGBT, you know, I got people I know up in the community, like that's cool with me. And but that being said, I wanted to give Chris that benefit of the doubt, you know, that doubt being like, hey, maybe this is just some, because, you know, of course some people might, you know, maybe it's more of like, it's just this revelation, like, oh my God, is this new exciting thing, you know? It was a little questionable, you know, you'd see the story, like on her story, she had her, like Chris had her son wearing the girl shoes, and I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, it's not my kid. I'm trying not to.
Also, too, like a lot, like you always hear stories from parents, like, oh yeah, like little Timmy, like wanted to like wear mom's heels or something like that, right? Like, it is. So like, how to phrase this? I get being worried, but also too, it's like, you know, you just kind of have to see how things go. Because like you would imagine, like for the first couple of formative years, this kid is just used to calling Chris dad, but now it's a situation where, oh, you have two moms, and the two moms don't live together anymore. I'm sure it just isn't going to. It's probably like let's be honest. It's not gonna be the best childhood, but like, I mean, come on.
It's just it's gonna throw it off a little bit, because like in like mom terms, parental terms, there's something called like imprinting on your kid, and when you're young, both the mom and the dad, you're supposed to spend a lot of time with the kid so they know which is which. And I'm not even gonna go into that whole thing because, like I said, I'm pro-trans, and it's like whatever they do at their house is kind of like I said. I always
That's more for like the political people to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're commentary. We don't do that shit.
Like, listen, them gay.
We'll leave it to quartering the fucking basement pisser over there, you know.
Oh my God. Okay. His stuff with Dr. Disrespect, like my guy's like, I'm so excited for like I responded to it. It was like, bro, he literally admitted to it. Like, here it is right here. Doc, I'm glad you're back and hope to hear your side of the story of all this sooner than later. And I'm just like, bro, he admitted to it.
Like, who's he tweeting that for, bro? That's my question. Like, all the quartering does is grift his ass off. Yeah. Also, and I'm like, who's even, you know, just the whole doc, comma, with the space. I'm like, this is some intense letter tweet he's writing. Like, what?
Yeah, well, also, too, like, I'm sorry, warrior against the woke mind virus. You know your man slept with one of them, right? You know your man, you know, met up with one of them at TwitchCon.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite part of the situation. Almost,
he was hitting that like he needed it.
He was slopping on the gawk, as Chud might say. Yeah. Listen, as Nuke said up in chat, the gawk cometh. That was a really good one, Nuke. Good job, man.
like I'm sorry, your boy, much like your standard Republican politician, like getting a little sloshy slosh. You get what I mean?
Yeah, that's sloppy gawky, you know.
Yeah. But like, I digress. Finster has a point. Let's get on to that.
Oh yeah.
Lying about things. I get that you want to immediately jump to a defense. I'm obviously not going to be doing that. But from the perspective of someone that used to be a fairly close friend, let's go through what she said and did so you get context of the situation and you'll understand why I'm distancing myself and you'll see a bunch of other people distancing themselves too. I don't know if you can tell by the dead look in my eyes here, but I didn't exactly see this news coming. And it's pretty shit. So, let's look. So everyone's seen this one. I get the defense. It was 2016.
Oh shoot. Okay. I'm gonna mute and like put some music on real quick. I do have to go real quick. My apologies.
All good.
control. Every time we're left in the dust, you don't make me so wish I could see now. I think your love would be too much. But you're left in the dust. I can hear you telling me to stop. I'm fighting for my trust and you won't fly now. Even if we gotta risk it all now.
Hey, look at that. Just made it. Just made it. All right. Apologies about that. My dog needed to go outside.
All good, bro. Dog comes first.
Yeah, Doug. Especially my dog, because you don't do what she wants. She gives you the crazy eyes.
Bro, I would like watch the morning show and you'd always be talking about how she was scratching on your door and you have to go and like open up your door or whatever, like let her in or whatever.
Yeah,
from
yeah. And then she went right back out. I'm like, which one do you want?
Yep, every time. Also wanted to mention real quick, Nintendo Mail is in waiting. I don't know if we want to drag him in or keep doing this for a bit. Your call. I just want to let you know.
We'll let him maybe later on. We'll let even later on Nintendo Mail when we're done with the segment.
Sounds good.
All right. Anyway, let's react to the Finster video finally.
Oh yes.
Edgy jokes, whatever. I know the sort of shit that I said back in 2016 when I was a 16-year-old, so quite frankly, I didn't care when I saw it. It's more that there are a lot of tabs on my screen and you can see how many of them are going to be quite bad. I want to focus on a couple things that I can personally verify, as I don't think anyone really has yet. So what I'm mainly going to...
And, but also too, before we get in, I know I said we were watching this now, but before we get into it, I do want to mention, did you see the allegations against Chris of allegedly using work positions in order to get sexual favors?
I definitely heard about that. Wasn't it part of kind of some of the DMs that got leaked out?
Yeah,
was one of the ex workers, the coworkers or whatever.
Yeah, an ex trans worker that Chris told them that they could get them a job if they did certain stuff.
Damn.
And,
okay.
Chris is I guess is experimenting with an open relationship, which
never works, bro. Yeah, okay, that's when I start to step in with the whole he's got a kid shit. That's when I start to step in. All right, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. You're trans, do your own thing. All right, it's not my fucking relationship. It's not my house. It's not my kid. But that's when I'm just like, that's when I go a little trad up in here, bro. If you like have a kid that's like, not even, I don't know, dude. Like, if you want to do the open, I see couples, they have no kids, they want to do the open relationship. I say, fine, that's your deal. Or even parents where they've like raised their kids and their kids are like, teenagers are like near out of the house. They're doing like, I still don't think it's a good idea to have an open relationship when you have kids in the house. But I mean, if they're at least old enough, mature enough to where, they're like in their teens, they understand, but when it's a little fucking baby kid, bro, this is like a baby they're raising up in the house. And we're going to do this open relationship. I'm just going to keep it from the kid until a certain age, and then he's going to find out, and then we're going to have to talk to him about it. Like, it's when I'm like, dude, you got to chill it. You got to chill out, man.
Yeah, but like the point being, the coworker, or I guess the underling, the employee they said that they were okay with it, but they clearly weren't okay with it.
Okay, I got you.
It was one of those deals, and
got you.
I don't know, like if you read the messages, it just seems like it was like an awkward workplace relationship. However, it does raise an eyebrow that Chris is willing to have these sort of relationships with his employees, because like she was essentially like second in command when it comes to like the Mr.Beast channel, because like Chris was there since day one when it came to like Mr.Beast stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for real.
it is a little weird that you leverage your position in terms of like the channel to be like, oh yeah, we could like get you a job. All you have to do is just give me a little something something.
Yeah, that's like it's not even that I don't believe you, but I would like maybe at some point I'll have to look into that myself. I'd like to see how that exchange went down and just like what was said, because yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, Tom went over all like the DMs on his second channel.
Okay.
I kind of have the similar opinion to him, where it's like I don't think there was like any clear abuse. However, it does raise an eyebrow that Chris was willing to like leverage his position in order to engage in that sort of behavior.
And just real quick, sorry for the long, but was that the one with like, because there were like screenshots of like a text conversation,
and
then
also
near the end,
email.
yeah, and then was that the one that kind of ended with like she said that she was going to HR about it, and then Chris was like, "Wow, nice," and then blocked her or something? Like, is that how? Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm caught up.
Going to be focused on is not the stuff that's just edgy jokes. It's the stuff where they're interacting publicly with someone who's underage. And I believe the youngest this person I'm going to go over was, they were 13, and the oldest, they were 16. I am no mogul male. I don't know when things were when, but let's be real. If it was 16 or 13, it's still pretty fucking bad. Ava or Chris, I'm going to just go with Ava, used to have a Patreon page, and Lava was one of the people that donated briefly. Ava's follow-up to Lava was that she said she posted some for you, please no share, which is cringe.
And by the way, at the time of Finster recording this, Lava didn't say it was inappropriate or abusive. Lava has now since come out to say that it was indeed abusive. So
Interesting.
So take that as you will.
Wasn't Lava also the one who said that I wasn't groomed, for clarification?
Yeah, but I guess now they're sort of like taking that back. It's again very weird situation. Take anything Lava says with a grain of salt, because it seems like they aren't too sure how the situation was themselves.
Gotcha.
This was also over 6 years ago, and the landscape of what you could talk about on the internet and joke about was different, but I don't think it really ever involved talking to minors like this.
Yeah, so like when I always heard people talk about, oh yeah, the landscape of the internet was just way different back then, right? And in particular, we've heard a lot of this talk come from like the Shadman stuff, and I'm just like, wait a minute. Like, okay, when I think 6 years ago, edgy internet, I think people saying the F slur, the N word, just saying any joke that came to mind, right? And being able to get away with it in a fully monetized YouTube video. I don't think sick, degenerate, let me talk to children this way, let me look at drawn stuff of children.
Like literally, no. Yeah, I agree. Like when people talk about fucking that time of the internet, I think of like peak edgy as like Leafy is here, at least on YouTube at the time, because that was the edge. Like you said, he's saying slurs, he's making all these dirty jokes. You know what Leafy never ever dipped his toes in or condoned, or even his community didn't even really fuck with that, was fucking Lolicon. Like Lolicon, like hello, like, you know what I mean? Like, and he's
understand it was a different time.
Exactly, yeah, and they're still like, oh, well, Leafy was like the worst of the worst. He was so this, but then they're like, oh, well, times were different. It's like, no, because even the quote unquote worst of the worst, we're not doing this. I think that's like maybe it's a good thing I never downloaded Discord until maybe like 2022 or some shit. It was like the year I finally and then I've heard that Discord's been around for like it's been around since 2017 2018. Like it's been around for a while. Discord, now, and people used to use it as their little goon caves, bro. For their and their audience and their fans, and they'd be like, "Look at this fucked up shit," and it's like gore
Skype
or
was on its
porn
way
or some
out,
shit. Yeah, dude.
Here, Lava posts a screenshot in a public Discord from a Snapchat they got from Chris saying "Coming for America." Now, to be honest with you,
to be slightly fair, hear me out here, to be ever so slightly fair, apparently that particular Snapchat wasn't sent to Lava directly. It was from a group chat with many of them being like Mr.Beast team members, and Lava was also there. So it's it seems like it was more like college frat guy humor when it comes to like that sort of deal. But like
it did look like a joke from what I saw. Like I've seen jokey snaps where it's you say edgy jokes or whatever. It's not like a video of his dick. You know, he turned the camera around, he's holding his thing or something. You know what that would have been different.
A bunch of the videos that were made on this.
Now, all these videos right here, it's very misleading. These videos are talking about the Shadman art. None of these videos right here are talking about lava at all. The only video that talked about lava was from Prism 42.
Okay.
Framed things very weirdly, and I was immediately on edge and guarded about believing them, especially in the manner that it was presented. Throwing slurs out there, I've managed to get a few threats.
Listen, okay, we here at the nerdy John channel, actually, we don't stand a Cheeto, okay? We think a Cheeto is just basically Jalen for the right, who's slightly more mentally stable, okay, but they're just as big of a loser. Again, okay, in my opinion. But
slop, drama slop content, just
drama slop content.
Yummy,
who's like,
yummy slop.
Yeah, who just like as soon as like they get a bad week or like okay, so I could have a whole rant on a Cheeto because him and Lyrics got into the gayest debate ever. And it's purely like a Cheetos is so like fucking like metrics brained. He's like, well, like, so yeah, you say I messed up, but not that many people notice that I messed up, so like I'm not gonna affect my numbers because like, no one's gonna watch the video where I messed up on, so like I'm just gonna keep it up, and it's like.
Yeah, what I find so fucking hilarious about a Cheeto, like I always kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt because I'd seen him on Tom's like live streams before, so I'm like, okay, you know, he's homies with Tom, whatever, you know, you kind of associate him like if Tom's cool with him, but dude, like my thing with a Cheeto is that this guy's like a fully grown man. He's like 18, 19 years old or some shit. And he's got the brain of like a 12-year-old Zoomer. And maybe he doesn't. Maybe he is more mature, but at least like his YouTube output, like the content he does, and even the way, you're right, that I watched the whole debate with him and Lyrics, bro.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. It was so brain numbing.
Yes, exactly. It was so brain numbing because he was trying to lil bro Lyrics, but at the same time be like, well, okay, I mean, I see where you're going. It was just like, I don't know, dude. It was just,
you know what the funny thing is? I think the funny thing is, when it comes to like the standpoint, because like Lyrics' argument was that he needed to like delete the video. I'm actually on the standpoint of he shouldn't have to delete the video as long as he clarifies that that video is outdated, that like all he was doing was reporting on what he knew at the time, and then if you make a follow-up video talking about how the information's wrong, I think you're perfectly fine doing that. But a Cheetos thing wasn't fixing anything. His thing was just fixing the thumbnail. It was like, oh, so like I'll change the title and then like I'll change the thumbnail too, and I'll call.
And he's like, oh, I put a comment. I put a pinned comment, and it's like, well, but like I could remember. I don't know if I'm remembering correctly. By then, the pinned comment, it was already so. Yeah. Like I understand what a Cheeto means in the sense of like, well, most of the there are still new people. Like it's just weird. It's a lot of YouTuber lingo, and it's just. Yeah, I feel like a Cheeto was trying to get like the little bro, but in reality, Lyrics came into it in a sense of like, no, it's kind of like your name. Like every video you make, you're putting your reputation on the line. You know, that's what commentary really is when it comes down to it.
If you're trying to be like a breaking news, we only get the facts sort of thing. I think, yeah, I guess you would be right from that standpoint. But if you're just like a guy who wants some chuckles, okay, some hearty laughs, I don't think you need to worry about getting everything 100% right. You know, as long as you're willing to like,
I agree.
Be wrong. Like for example, okay, you think I'm always 100% right, and first off, that's always a yes. But like
nerdy, let's go.
yeah. But like you don't think I've ever gotten like like I've probably had a few bad takes where it's like in retrospect I'm like, oh yeah, I probably wouldn't agree with that now. But like you know, you just have to be willing to change to evolve, and it's just I notice a lot of people in this space who Poncho was like that for a while. like Nick would always, because like he used to talk to, I mean, I know him and Dumpy are cool now, but like when like see Dumpy, Cheeto, Poncho, like all these guys, like the daily upload commentary channels, they, whenever they blew up, they had like massive egos about them. They would always be bragging about how they bought expensive cars, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And listen,
Yeah,
okay, I'm not, when I eventually blow up and I have 100 million subs, I'm not going to spend it on cars. I'm just going to spend it on hookers and blow.
There you go.
Yeah.
And just be honest about it. As long as you're honest about it, you know, don't do what Keffels did not, you know, just tell the truth.
I'm willing to share a bit of the cocaine.
There you go. Let's fucking go, man. Hell yeah.
It's already, which is fun. To someone like me who has met Chris once. These are the people in my DMs calling me a lot of slurs and myself, so I usually take their opinions at face value. But then I saw this. This is Lava responding in 2018 to Ava, which said, "Does she know about your hentai addiction?" And I had the like Peter Quill fucking eyes wide open shot after he figures out his dad killed his mom. I had this with that tweet because Ava has spoken to me about hentai, which is fine in the context of two adults having a conversation, especially when one.
I'm sorry, but like, okay, like I get it. You're an adult. You can technically talk about what you want, but like, why is it like you're just like your starter conversation is like, oh yeah, that's Chris. They just talk about hentai all the time. I'm just.
Yeah, he's like, that's fine. And also, I hate to be like this autistically, like, you know, into the, but I can sense that this Finster has like is that an English accent or an Irish accent?
They are British. They are British. Yes.
Do they also have that? Because I'm just saying, maybe if they have that like 16 age of consent, maybe they consider 16-year-olds to be adults because they can drink when they're 16 over there.
Well,
I don't know.
Because Lava was a child, like 14. When all these conversations were happening. So even Finster is not, let me be clear, Finster is not defending any of this whatsoever.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair. I was just kind of,
it wasn't.
Yeah. Or I was just gonna say, just to finish up my point, like maybe that Finster was like, yeah, well, me and Chris as adults, we would do that. She might send me hentai, but maybe this fucking Finster was still like 16 or 17 when she was getting sent some of the hentai. But I don't know their age. I could be completely wrong. Maybe I'm talking about my ass.
It wasn't like it was sprung on me either. There was an ask of like, can we talk about this? And I said yes. But under...
Can we talk about hentai?
Right? Like, what the fuck?
How does one open that conversation?
No circumstances should a child have ever heard that. You know? Having said that, I don't know how they heard it. They talked a lot publicly, and it seems like a bit privately. Going onto the Drama Alert Twitter, they posted this video.
This ain't true. And this screenshot is Chris Tyson talking one-on-one with him. And at this point, he would have been 16.
This, by the way, is the Prism 42 guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I just learned about this guy today.
Yeah, because I guess he made a new video talking about the situation where he's complaining about the commentary channels talking about this, which, by the way, hi, Prism. Hi.
Yeah, hello, motherfucker.
Here we go.
Now, Lava himself responded to it. Lava responded to a quartering tweet saying that there were no sexual messages exchanged. I would venture to say if you're talking about hentai, maybe not.
I would say those delve into like maybe it's not like sexual in like what we would think about it, but like the topic of porn is obviously a sexual. I would say it's obviously a very sexual topic, so still shouldn't be having those types of conversations with children.
Yeah. I would agree.
That as fairly sexual. Now, I really highly doubt that was ever talked about explicitly to Lava, as Lava's been really outspoken about it. Making tweets saying these videos are massive lies, twisting the truth. Ava never did anything wrong and just made a few edgy jokes. I was never exploited or taken advantage of. Can you do me the favor and comment on these videos and tell them stop spreading?
By the way, again, Lava was talking in the context of Sensitive Society's video, of a Cheeto's video, which, again... The topic was not Lava's messages. The topic was the Shadman art.
Yeah.
Which, if you want to call out the people who were talking about that, you should have been calling out Prism, which I don't understand why he didn't name Prism directly, because at least at the time, I think Prism's gotten somewhat of a sub boost. But I remember looking at Some Ordinary Gamer's initial video on this topic, and Prism had like less than 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, man.
When this all started. So like, it's not like you didn't have to worry about Prism's audience coming after you, because like he had no audience.
Yeah.
Lies. The situation takes away from children who are actively being exploited every day online. I am not a victim of anything being claimed in these videos or at all. Talking about the videos that were made on the situation, and then in response saying I'm not a victim, I'm not backpedaling any statements I've already made. Everything I've stated is still very true. Nothing bad happened between me and Chris. People are creating lies around my name. And then he talks about crediting the right videos that need to be taken down, in his opinion. Personally, I believe him, but it doesn't really matter. Most people's first thing is you're a victim, we can't really take your word on this. But look, even if there were no messages like that exchanged, I really highly doubt Ava is a groomer like people are saying. If they're saying nothing happened, I'm gonna go with nothing happened. But even with what's confirmed publicly, it's bad. There should be no like jokes about nudes or hentai exchanging or a ton of other screenshots between Lava and Chris that I don't think were appropriate. No matter how Lava feels about it now, it doesn't change the fact that it was still weird and wrong and gross. Also, sorry, I'm about to flashbang you. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen a ton of this, and I have nothing unique to add. That's a guy called Shadman. Shadman does awful, criminal stuff on the internet. I can't put it any other way. He draws child. It's just quite bad, isn't it? It's not even like, oh, it's a cartoon character, so it doesn't technically count. No, they drew of a real kid. Keemstar's kid, actually. To which
And not
Actually,
just Keemstar. Kids. Kids.
Multiple. I was about to say that. Like, not
the girl from Logan, the girl who played 11 from Stranger Things. Season 1, by the way, I need to clarify that because I know the actress is now an adult, but still.
Don't tell Drake. He won't be interested anymore.
I know.
Right? I'm kidding.
Keemstar did leak some DMs and say, you didn't apologize to me a month ago in private when I brought up your behavior, supporting a cartoon CP artist that drew my 8-year-old daughter in a way. What changed? And honestly, he's putting it lightly that Shadman did that. I've seen the image blurred, and I don't feel comfortable showing it here. It's very bad. And the reason why people are bringing up Shadman is because Ava had a piece of artwork by him. This was just printed out. I'm not going to show it because this one isn't a real kid, but it's awful. And one last thing that came out was a video was shared, leaked. I'm not really sure of way back in the day that she made.
Yeah, and it's not just like, oh, well, like, you know, Chris is a degenerate, but I don't think he understood what exactly Lolly was. No, like people have found his 4chan account where he's talking about lolly gangbangs.
Yeah, dude. I started to see those.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing about 4chan is that normally you're like, that's where the term anon came from because everyone was anonymous on 4chan.
He had to make
but
an account.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They tied it. They straight up tied it to Homeboy. You know what I mean? Like they cross-referenced, bro. They did it. You know, they found it.
I just like, bro, I'm not. So like, it amazes me that he's had this sort of footnote, like this sort of like timeline, and no one's called it out till now.
It's like
how much of a sexual degenerate they were.
Exactly, bro. And like, I get the whole, like, not on this degree, but it's like, I get when you're younger and you're like a fucking, you know, you're like, I don't know, you're in between those ages of like 17 to like 22 and you're like a young dude and you're careless as fuck. And maybe you're on the internet, you're doing this shit, but not this careless, bro. Like this is criminal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is fucked. Like, and he ought to been able to think like, you know, Mr.Beast is his homeboy, you know, and he's fucking riding his way to the top of YouTube. I think maybe he just had his own mental high because he was riding that train, bro. He's riding the gravy train. And he was like, oh, we're all on top of the world. We're all going to make it. And it's like, bro, you're also not thinking about how this could affect your friend, bro. How this could affect, what's his nuts? What's his first name? Mr.Beast?
Jimmy.
Or what's his... Jimmy, yeah, exactly. How's this going to affect Jimmy, bro? What would he think about this if he said, like, if he saw this and he was like, dude, first off, this is pretty sick, but second off, this could, like, come back on us, dude. This could be really bad for us, everything we built so far, man. Like, he didn't think, bro. He wasn't being considerate, you know? It's fucked.
And this, by the way, is from Chris on his old YouTube channel, where he's giving out links to the co-star of iCarly's leaked nudes.
Oh God.
Yeah, which
It just
I'm
it
I,
gets
I, I,
worse
bel-
and worse.
I believe at the time she was an adult, but still, it's very
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah.
It's creepy regardless because it's revenge. It was revenge porn that he was sharing.
Oh my God.
Talk about on stream or never mention and just deal with it in therapy that I was friends with this person. And the reason is me and Ava have known each other for a while. Back around late 2022, early 2023, we started talking a lot more, playing video games, and discussing the possibility that they might transition. And at the time, I was already on estrogen, and so they wanted to know some info about it. Basically just to check that her doctors had given her all the information she could get, and I was very supportive. And we continued chatting about transition stuff, just life in general. We unboxed some CSGO knives, and a little bit after that, she came out. Kind of. Well, she said, like, I'm on HRT, but, like, I don't know the pronouns yet. And I got a phone call. I was invited to a Mr.Beast shoot out in Tokyo. Now, at the time, oh my fucking god. Dude, this fucking haunts me. Okay, I'll give you context. I was hanging out with someone called Soda at the time that had flown in from the States.
Do you know who Soda is, Mike?
No, this is fresh to me.
Okay, well, we'll show she'll show the picture.
It's to meet me, who was
Maybe
another close friend that I
they'll
had
jog
that
your
was
memory.
in, like, sort of the industry. And so we went to Tokyo. We all went. We went shopping and we hung.
This is Soda right here.
Okay.
You don't-
The only soda I know is someone named Soda Poppin', but this is not Soda Poppin'.
So let's go to the Turkey Tom channel.
Or is it Soda Poppin'?
Let me get this real quick. Where are you, goods? There it is, right here. The Giggly Goon Clown.
Oh no, I don't know this person. You're about to scar my brain
August
with
of
some
20
more. Let's go,
Don't worry,
man.
we're not gonna watch the full thing.
Okay.
But like, okay, so like, you know, all like the propaganda that like the Sneeko and like the Cordrain types say about trans people, that's like, oh no, they're actively trying to like brainwash our youth in order to like groom and molest them, right?
So this Soda's the exception, where she's actually doing that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, Soda has since detransitioned and is now just a regular degenerate online.
So like they were like, dude went to a chick, back to a dude, or the other way
Yeah,
around.
dude went to a girl, back to a dude.
Oh God.
They were a in the short time that they transitioned, they were a prolific corn star.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So they kind of just did it for like attention and clout or something.
Yeah, and there are Discord messages with this person where they're like, "Yes, I want to give all kids estrogen so that way I can groom them."
That's just sick, bro. Even as a
Yeah.
joke, even if they were like, "Oh,
They
that's
weren't
that's
joking.
sick.
That's a sad
That's
thing. There are
fucking sick,
multiple.
dude.
There are multiple people who were groomed by this person.
Oh my
Vince,
fucking God.
to be clear, Finster didn't
Iconic.
know that. Finster didn't know any of that.
No, I'm not throwing any no shade. No shade.
Yeah. It's just very unfortunate for Finster, and I've already seen people. I mean, I am going to eat my words so much if Finster ends up being revealed as one, but like people have already like people on the right have already been saying, "Oh yeah, Finster's day is coming out any day now. Soon her victims are going to come out." It's like,
Yeah.
like let's not jump the gun.
Yeah, for real.
Hung out and we took this selfie. I thought that I was invited pretty much just for fun, but not really, apparently. See, this person in the middle here is called Soda. This year, on my birthday, weirdly enough, I've made this tweet, which has now since been deleted.
Finally going to talk about this because it didn't involve me and I don't know any of the guys involved. I invited someone to a Japan trip because I was going through it mentally. My test levels were 650 and my E was 250 at the time. So invited the person I was kind of friends with because they had just started HRT and I also had a crush on them. They asked me if they could bring a friend, and since it was a Mr.Beast video, I said yes because there would be some downtime. I met the person maybe 3 times total before I realized that they were into each other and I left because I felt like I had been used for a free date to Japan and kind of left as a third wheel. So, again, this kind of leads into what I was saying earlier about the employee. Chris invited Finster for the idea of sleeping with them. And I'm not sure what Finster's relationship to Soda is. From what I understand, they aren't together in any way.
Yeah, it sounded like she didn't know this person until then, at least.
But I did take issue with this. But it's worth noting that I followed up with Ava on this, and then a week later she got back to me with a big apology about this statement. But still, I feel like it's important to give context. There's some awful shit about Soda that we're going to get to in a second, but she said, finally going to talk about this because it doesn't involve me.
Already read this, Finster. There we go.
I was about to say those tweets right there. It feels like I'm reading a girl's diary, and I'm not supposed to. I feel icky. I feel gross.
Well,
Like
in a weird way, that is a massive compliment to Chris.
yeah.
It is not true. Ava knew who Soda was. I had prior introduced them. It wasn't just, can I bring this random person along? And it was also not someone that I was interested in. Because what I messaged her about after it came out was saying, I didn't know you felt that way. I would have thought very differently about this trip if I knew. But the
A.K. Finster would not have gone on.
Yeah.
part that Ava says where she left fairly quickly is true. I didn't know why, and the reason was given to me that she wanted to go see her kid, which is fair. I've never been a parent. I assume that you probably care about them. I don't know. Also, we have spoken since. I'm not sure why they threw that in, because we made a video together. And in regards to everything involving Soda, Soda was also involved in a different bit of drama. Sounds like the wrong word. DMs will leak between Soda and an actual file where Soda is role-playing and going along with a file's fantasies. Nothing super explicit.
And that's just the iceberg. Again, if you want all the details on that, go check out Turkey Tom's Googling a gooning clown video.
But the phrase "yay child"
Giggly goon, yeah,
was used, which I found weird. And shortly after that controversy, communication very quickly slowed with both of them. Ava didn't want to talk to Soda, brand risk. Ava didn't want to talk to me, brand risk. It didn't fit the branding image of Mr.Beast, which is fair enough. I was told that going into when we did the shoot in Tokyo. I was just sort of a standby. I was never going to be in the video because, obviously, I'm not exactly a kid-safe content creator. I'm not exactly PG. It was very quickly and very rightfully at the point where kind of no one talks to each other out of that photo anymore. But that photo does exist, and good God, it will haunt me forever. I'm not proud to have called those people my friends. Everything in this situation is just gross and weird, and it's sick. Our morals very clearly don't align, and now I have some fun trust issues to work through in therapy. That photo of us together while we were having a nice time at the time, no one knew anything about anything. The information about Soda Cat came out much later in the year, and we hadn't met up since that photo was taken. But that memory now is just horrible and tainted, and I can't.
And I do have to say, I do feel bad for Finster. Like, imagine, right? All your content friends are just coming out as pedos.
Right.
Like, God, I hope not. I hope I'm never in that position. That's why I mostly surround myself with female content creators. Like, hey, the likelihood of one of them being a pedo is much greater. I mean, not greater, much lowered.
For real though, Nerdy's doing the optics checks for real, yo.
No, yeah,
he's got his optics in check.
You see, I get past the sexism check mark, and then also too, ain't no one around me ever going to get called a pedo. So,
hopefully, cross your fucking fingers. I'm kidding.
Can't look at it. The final update being Ava has since stepped down from Mr.Beast with not a very apologetic apology. I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone.
Yeah, sorry if me supporting an artist who does disgusting art of children may have offended you.
Yeah, like what the fuck, man? Like, I just don't get. I don't get it. Like I said before, I don't know how Chris wasn't thinking like, she had that inkling of insight to be like, yo, maybe I should like watch my steps. You know, I'm not saying you have to walk on eggshells all the time just because you work for Mr. Beast. You know, y'all came up from humble beginnings. She's probably still used to that comfortable relationship they had when they were younger and they were more, you know, buddy buddy. But shit changes, man, and you gotta fucking man up. No, okay, shit, not man up, not man
yeah,
up.
oh yeah. What were you about to say, you transphobe?
Poor choice of words. You've got to buck up, is what I will say. You got to buck up and recognize. You know what I'm saying? Just
time to
there's
step
liability.
up.
Yeah, step up, man. There's liabilities at stake, man. Just be responsible. Be responsible is what I'm saying.
Don't be an open degenerate. You know.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that is it for the stream. I know it's a shorter stream, but you know, I wanted to do something for you guys today. Voltage Mike, got anything you want to shout out before we head out?
No, not really. Just thank you for having me on, man. You guys, if you like my commentary today, go check me out on YouTube, Voltage Mike YT. I stream every now and then, not very consistently, but follow me on Twitter as well, Voltage Mike YT. And you know, yeah. Thanks for having me on, John. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Before we go, guys, we gotta thank all the lovely members of this channel. Let me get the members list up real quick. Oh my God, my analytics. Anyway, all right. First off, we gotta thank the highest tier supporter, which is Pigeon Salad, supporting us with the $9.99 tier, the Super Nerd 3, the one who went further beyond in his support. Thank you so much, Pigeon Salad. And then we have the Super Nerd 2s, which is the $4.99 tier. That is I Have Loved the Stars Too Fondly. Finally, we have the Super Nerd 1 tier, which you can join for just 99 cents. This is the recommended option. If you guys want any shoutouts or exclusive members-only content in the future, you can do this for just 99 cents. We have Lady Nerdiest, Gigi Hearts, J1K, Twilight Midna, Zaylin, K-Huck, Micken, McMuffin, Daniel J, Annie, and Mike the Bike. Thank you all for the support for the channel. I'm Nerdy John, signing out. Have a good rest of your day.